All right, it's noon. Let's get started. Welcome to a very rainy Friday. I hope you're staying safe. I had an arborist, a tree guy come over because I have this big looming oak tree, and ironically, he had a branch fall on his car as he was heading to my house. So, just thinking that that's sort of cosmic irony there. But given the rain, I've been noticing that. There's a part of me that reacts to this rain in a peculiar way, and I'm trying to use it as a reminder of sorts. And the reminder, I'm thinking of Leonard Cohen here. There is a crack in everything, and that's how the light gets in. And I have a bit of a backstory as it relates to rain. I once spent about 3 months in Patagonia, uh, kayaking and climbing mountains, basically out in the backcountry for 90 days. And there's a lot of rain there. And I remember this one day we had pretty heavy packs. We were sort of heading into the mountains, probably 70-pound packs with fuel and food rations and so on. It was raining, and as it usually does there, and it was the kind of rain that was just right above freezing, so almost solid, very uncomfortable. You're drenched to the bone, and we happened to be having to climb over this landslide had happened. And there were all these fallen trees that were now slippery and wet and sideways. And here we were trying to scramble over uh, these. It was pretty dangerous, and some of us actually got hurt as we were doing it. And I remember having this existential crisis of just thinking to myself, "You're such an idiot. What are you doing here? Why on earth would you put yourself in this situation? This is crazy. This rain is nuts. You're cold. There's no point to this." And I remember channeling so much of this anger and this frustration at the rain. I was spending just an exorbitant amount of my being frustrated with the rain and telling myself, if only the rain, if only things were different, then everything would be okay in my world. And so nowadays, whenever I step out into the rain, it's almost like I have this visceral reaction that brings me back to that place where it puts a smile on my face. And I remember now when I go into the rain, there's always these little thoughts that I have of like, oh, your shoes are going to get wet and your jacket's going to get all soaked. Soaked, and I don't have hair, so I don't really worry about that. You guys probably get out in the rain and worry about what it's going to do to your hair and whether or not you should have a hood or an umbrella. And there's all this fuss that goes with the fact that it's raining. And so I've learned to use the rain as a almost like a trigger for me to remember to just relax and just accept the fact that something's happening that I have no control over. And what's the worst that's going to happen? Yeah, maybe my shoes get wet. Maybe I need to change my pants when I get back home because I really got soaked. But there's this tendency for the mind, I think, to catastrophize and turn these kinds of situations into a much, much bigger deal. And so, what a great opportunity to practice today, and certainly in the coming days where it's supposed to keep raining. So I thought maybe we'd do a kind of visualization of what it will be like as we head into the rain and how to be with it. And lo and behold, there's actually a cute acronym here that I've used a lot called RAIN, and it stands for the following. The R's recognize what is happening. So it's just a very matter of fact way when you step out the door and you see the rain and the wind and it's all hectic and crazy out there, is just to notice like, oh, well, there's weather happening, right? To allow it. So to notice if there's any internal resistance to, oh, this sucks, this shouldn't be happening, and then comes the litany of complaints of my shoes, my everything, the carpet, all that, all the stuff that's going to happen. Investigate is to get curious about what is the big deal with it. So what if things get wet, or what if I do in fact need to fix my hair again, or whatever it might be, and actually get curious about, why is this such a trigger for me? And then nurture has to do with meeting that trigger. So we don't want to push it away and say, oh, you shouldn't, or you should do things differently. But it's really embracing it and saying, oh, I get it. There's something that this is activating in me that deserves some attention or some care, some compassion. So anyway, let's try it out. As per usual, this is an experiment. So start by closing your eyes and notice how right here, right now, my guess is you're dry. The weather's out there. In many ways, the weather out there is it's just a concept. It's just a thought. It's not actually affecting us in this moment directly. Just noticing the body, and space and time, indoors. Maybe you can hear the rain and the wind outside. Feel the body breathing. Maybe you can feel the heart beating. Now, I want you to imagine yourself either later today or tomorrow, this weekend, undoubtedly, you will come into contact with the stormy weather out there. So imagine yourself at your doorstep, getting ready to head into the wind and the rain. And just imagine yourself just recognizing and acknowledging that this is what's happening right now. And see if you can drop into any subtle cues or sense of how the wind and the rain affects your mood, affects your thoughts. How much of a hassle is this weather? How inconvenient is it for you? And again, just noticing that and just taking it in. Oh, this is what the mind is thinking about this weather, anticipating discomfort, inconvenience. And just allow that to be. So we're not trying to change it, we're not trying to push it back or make it wrong. Just noticing what is and allowing it. And then see if you can explore the thoughts or the beliefs around the situation a little bit. So I'm imagining if you're anything but giddy with excitement to run out into the rain, if there's any part of you that's hesitating or contracting in any way, get curious. Like, what exactly is the problem? The wind and the rain. What is the mind telling you about how it's going to negatively impact you? And there's no blame or no judgment in this. It's just genuinely getting curious. Like what is the issue with my shoes getting wet or my socks getting soaked, or having forgotten my umbrella, whatever it might be. And imagine yourself stepping into the rain and into the wind. And all of these things are going to happen. All the wetness, all the discomfort, maybe the slight irritation. Maybe you're walking faster. Your head is bowed down because you don't want to get wet. Maybe meeting that energy with compassion and understanding. It's not a problem, just is. Maybe you can even imagine yourself as you're skipping over puddles and trying to avoid the rain, even having a smile on your face and just saying, yeah, this is, feel alive. This is happening. Maybe there's even a sense of gratitude for the experience of the inconvenience and the wetness of this weather. It doesn't happen to us all the time. It's pretty special. It's Mother Nature doing her thing. We get to we get to experience it. And in a way, it's a metaphor for living life. What would it be like if we walked into the discomfort and the inconvenience of the weather with our chest out and our chin up, realizing that this is special, it's different than the norm. Really lean into it rather than run from it. And go ahead and take a deep breath in. Long, slow exhale. Relaxing the shoulders, your jaw, your belly. And then hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another deep inhale. Even slower exhale. Emptying the chest, contracting the belly all the way out. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, open your eyes. Back to the session. Um, yeah, I hope you guys think about this session throughout the weekend uh, as you come into contact with the weather. And yeah, I hope it serves as a reminder of it's all about, I think, our attitude and how we interpret what's happening that will either make it a joyful occasion or just a hassle and a pain. So hope that was helpful. Have a great weekend, everyone. I'll stick around for a few more if you want to touch base. Otherwise, see you on Monday.